Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we talk with the local family that has been putting out fires here in Hazard for 3 generations. And floral designers across the state deal with low stock and higher prices thanks to historic inflation.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. Almost 5:34 here on your Valentine's Day. I'm Dakota, and it's Tuesday. Let's head over to Brandon for a look at your forecast this morning. And for once, I'm going to give Brandon a thank you, a nice compliment on air for actually texting me and telling me to wear a red tie.
Hey, there you go.
Because I was not going to. This is not the tie I had in mind to wear.
You got to have red for Valentine's Day.
Well, when you text me, you're like, don't forget to wear red. And I had to think real fast. What holiday is it? What holiday? It's like, oh,
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, knowing me, I'd have wore like a black tie or something, not even realizing.
Well, I mean,
you're always looking out for me.
That's right. There you go. Yeah. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on across our region this morning on this Valentine's Day. Some light traffic on Interstate 75 there at Corbin. Temperatures in the low 30s out there. Still offline there at the Weather Service, but our warm spots now Pikeville and Logan at 41 apiece. And then our cold spot is now Clintwood at 26. Continue to drop on some of those temperatures out there. I'd say we'll lose those 40s here pretty soon. 40 in Louisville this morning, 42 Carbondale, Illinois, and Paducah, Kentucky. 27 across the river in Cincinnati, 27 in Ashland this morning, 36 Knoxville, 38 Nashville, and Clarksville this morning. Excuse me. 12-hour planner for today. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds early, more clouds late, but it's going to be a mild day and a dry one too. Temperatures top out around 66. Sunset tonight at 6:11. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, one person is dead after a house fire in Southwest Virginia. It happened early Friday morning in the 400 block of Callahan Avenue in Appalachia. When crews from the Appalachia Fire Department and the Big Stone Gap Fire Department arrived, they found the fire had engulfed the front of the home. Firefighters started trying to beat back the flames while a search team went into the home. One person was found inside and brought out. Crews say they were unable to revive them. Well, in Wise County, a Tennessee man is facing charges following a fight on Super Bowl Sunday. When officers arrived at the home in Big Stone Gap, they found at least 2 people had been injured and were taken to Lonesome Pine Hospital. Deputies say 26-year-old Romello Johnson of Johnson City, Tennessee, was responsible for the incident. He is charged with assault and battery along with strangulation. Police have not released any other details about the incident. Well, back here in the Commonwealth, many Eastern Kentuckians are still seeking help from various organizations for debris removal. But without this help, some might turn to illegal dumping, which is an issue several Eastern Kentuckians are seeing firsthand. Our Alyssa Williams talked with a few Eastern Kentucky leaders to learn more and what the general public can do to help.
Various Knott County officials are working to help those impacted by the flood through private property debris removal. But Knott County Judge Executive Jeff Dobson says more than 100 people have registered without anyone actually receiving help.
Here we're nearly 7 months in, and a lot of folks are still having to deal with this, and it's really unfortunate.
Dobson says this delay in help could cause people to take matters into their own hands.
With this debris and things that's not being removed, folks are starting to take it on to themselves to have to move it. And now that there's no sites available to take that to other than taking to the transfer station, which you have to pay for, you know, it's very sad and unfortunate that a lot of folks are turning to illegal dumping.
This is an issue Bobby Brown with the Perry County Conservation District knows all too well. Brown says the people of Perry County are beginning to illegally dump trash and debris more and more.
We are operating at maximum capacity to haul this stuff out of here and dispose of it.
Brown says the amount of illegal dumping can have a significant impact on local tourism, negatively impacting an area that's already hurting.
We're losing a tremendous money-making opportunity in this county, just in tourism. People love to come to the mountains, and this is what they're going to see. How many of them you think is going to come back?
Brown says this issue ends with us. If you see someone illegally dumping, report them or help to properly dispose of the items. Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, if you need help with debris removal or need to know how you can properly dispose of trash or debris, you can visit WYMT.com. Well, the Smith family in Hazard has been serving at the Hazard Fire Department for 3 generations. Former Fire Chief Earl Smith says he never dreamed his son would follow in his footsteps, much less his 4 grandsons. But he says he is very proud of each of them for stepping up and doing their part.
Just remember that this, this profession is a great profession. I mean, it is truly a needed profession, and
well, if you combine all of 6 Smiths' volunteer and career time, when all 4 of the grandsons retire, the Smith family will have served the Hazard community right at 200 years. Well, today is Valentine's Day, so if you've not gotten your special someone some flowers, you might just have a few hours left. In 2022, 22% of Americans bought fresh cut flowers or plants as a Valentine's Day gift. However, floral designers across the Commonwealth are dealing with supply chain issues and higher prices due to inflation. One business owner says taking advantage of pre-orders has helped them secure cheaper costs for their flowers.
We get a specific price for some of the flowers that we order, and even though they may go up now around Valentine's Day, we have locked in secured a price that is less expensive, so then we can pass that on to our customers.
Data shows Americans spent more than $23 billion on Valentine's Day related gifts last year. Candy is the most popular gift, accounting for $2.2 billion in spending. For one Mount Sterling couple, Valentine's Day is especially significant. They're celebrating more than 7 decades of marriage. Samantha Valentino has their story.
They brought this light and this love, and I think it's definitely a good model for everybody to see of what you would want in the future.
Valentine's Day is the universal day for celebrating love, but for Roy and Evelyn Sorrell, February 14th has a much more personal meaning.
We were married on February 14th, 1950. That's 73 years ago, I believe. So we've had a good life, and we're happy to be here on Valentine's Day in 2023.
After 73 years, you can't help but ask, what's the secret?
Well, I guess being in love with each other.
Simple enough, but Evelyn might have a different answer.
She was very agreeable with me, and my work, my job kept me away quite a bit, but she was always very generous.
That's probably why we were still married.
But these days, the two are inseparable.
Well, I just don't feel like going anyplace else other than with her.
And for those aspiring to be like them, a word of wisdom.
Careful.
Or maybe a warning.
Be careful in your selection of a partner, and appreciate the partner that you select if they're compatible.
Because if you choose wisely, you'll go from walking down the aisle together to, well, using walkers together. In Mount Sterling, Samantha Valentino, WKYT.
Sterling Meadows Assisted Living is holding its Valentine's Day dance today. Staff members say they're expecting Roy and Evelyn to be the stars of the show. Well, just ahead this morning, people in our region continue to share their Eastern Kentucky pride after watching Chris Stapleton take the field at the Super Bowl.
And love is in the air today, but things could get a little rough weather-wise later this week. I'll have the latest forecast in about 3 minutes.